The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are in the right spot for Speaking MBA, Master Your Business Acceleration as an expert who speaks professionally. Just want to do our usual sound check, video check, make sure you guys can see and hear everything okay. Pop into the question box if you would be so kind and let me know that you can hear my voice nice and loud, clear and strong. Video's coming up for you. Title slide says, Do It Marketing, Speaking MBA. There's my mugshot. There's my name. I'm David Newman. You're not. Is that coming across for you? And let me just pop into the chat here and see if we're coming across loud and clear. So excellent. Godwin, Ted, David, Lewis, Bob, Janice. Super, super, super. Yes, sir. See and hear. Sure. Sounds great. Visuals too. Yes, I'm hearing you. Jen is here. Great to see you. She says, yep. Everything is all clear and fantastic. All right. Good, good, good. Well, let's not waste a moment. Let's get right to the good stuff that you guys came here for. And we are off to the races here. Welcome to Speaking MBA. Dun, dun, dun. I think this needs a theme song. This needs like a, theme song, game show music, any of those things. All right. First thing I want you to encourage you to do is give yourself the gift of some breathing room. Give yourself the gift of some space to truly be present, absorb what we're sharing here today, turn off email, turn off Facebook, set your phone on vibrate, close your office door, have someone take out the cat, take out the dog, do whatever you need to do. Give yourself the gift of time, space, and attention to truly engage with this content, and I think it'll be a game changer for you, as it has been for so many of our clients. So I'm just going to encourage you to take a nice deep yogic breath, nice big inhale, nice big exhale. Wow, that might be the first breath I've actually taken today. So that's always good. It's always nice to breathe. Give yourself a little breathing room so you can absorb and apply and implement some of the things that we're teaching. We're also going to make this very interactive. I've got a lot of polls and questions and things to ask you guys. We're going to give you some tools and some gifts and some templates here at the end. So strap in, settle down. Hopefully you're sitting with a favorite beverage. And I just want to make sure that you're in the right mindset to receive this information. You can pick up the ball, run with it, and get results. Get results. Results is the name of the game. Results is the name of the game for every webinar that we offer. Results is the name of the game of every client who comes to work with us. We are nothing if not hell-bent on results. So I want you to get results even from this free masterclass. All right. Deep yogic breath. Take another one. Treat yourself. First thing I want to ask is, where are you now coming into this webinar? And this is the first of our polls here. Let me get a little polling action going for you guys so we get a sense of where you are here. And there it is. I got to push the right button. Push the right button, for heaven's sakes. Where are you with speaking? Here are the choices. Please vote here in the next 10 or 15 seconds. You want to start speaking, or you're currently in your corporate gig. You're an emerging speaker 1 to 3 years in, mid-career 3 to 7 years in, advanced speaker 7 to 11 years in, or you're what we consider an elite speaker 12 or more years in the business, certified speaking professional, CPAE Speaker Hall of Fame. Where do you put yourself in that hierarchy? Please respond to that. And I'm going to close this down in 3 and 2 and 1. And let's see who is in the room. Here are the results. We got 24% of folks that are just at the starting gate. Very exciting. Man, I wish I knew some of this stuff when I was at the starting gate. truly. And this is where a lot of our content comes from is, man, what do I wish that a mentor or a friend or a speaker buddy had taken me aside and given me the real deal, the real lay of the land. 38% emerging, 24% mid-career, 5% 7 or 11 years in, and 10% of my colleagues in the elite speaker category are here. And I'll tell you why that makes me excited. I am a perpetual student, and I think anyone who has any level of mastery, the mantra and the soundbite is the master is always the student. The moment that you think you're done, that you're baked, you got nothing more to learn, is the moment that your business starts to die. It's the moment that your business starts to die. So congratulations to all of our folks here that are in all of those categories. All right, back to slides, Slide Palooza. Here's what it really takes, and this is one of our success stories, one of many. This is Lisette Johnson, who came through our program. She was hell-bent on making this business work. She was committed, decisive, and she was an action taker. She refused to accept no. She was able to pivot and flex her topic, her niche, her target market. She was happy to let go of any ego-based decisions about here's what I want to sell, and she focused 1,000% on, given her track record, what would people want to buy? What would the corporations, associations, and groups really want to buy? And she was busy focusing on that. She wanted the success more than she feared the work. Please write that down somewhere. If I could instill one piece of mental DNA in your heart, in your mind, in your body and soul, please, you have to want the success more than you fear the work, more than you fear the rejection, more than you fear the difficult uphill climb that it sometimes takes. Here's the result of all of that. Lisette says, my first money conversation, she'd never made any serious money as a speaker before this. My first money conversation, and telling him all that they can expect from my programs, outcomes, results, etc. Quoted a $7,500 fee and then shut up and waited. Felt like an hour. I'm well above their average $2K that they're comfortable paying, but we moved up to my get out of bed number of $4K, and they're looking to their sponsors for the rest. And I love the hashtags that she put in here. It works. Do it or go home. Do it or go home, people. So wherever you are, and Lisette was a rank beginner. Beginning fee, never even getting paid ever more than $1,000 to $7,500. Boom, easy, done. Believe me, my friends, coming from where I came from in my business, coming from where Lisette came from, if she can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. We have just success story after success story. So all the folks that said, hey, I'm just starting out, I'm just building the foundation, I'm still in my corporate gig, I haven't made my full escape plan a reality yet. Trust me, guys, what we're teaching here absolutely works, and it will work for you if you do the implementation, if you get into action. And action leads to traction, and traction leads to results. So you can't do a little bit of action. You can't be inconsistent. You can't be an amateur. You can't be a dabbler. You have to take this seriously. That's why the people at the top of our profession, those folks that said they're in categories 3, 4, and 5 in our poll here a moment ago, that's why they're called professional speakers, because it's a profession and it takes work, dedication, and consistency. But you can start like Lisette started from anywhere. Anywhere, no matter how behind you feel, no matter how much of a rank beginner you may consider yourself. So I just want to share that with you right up front. Let's talk about fees and money, because one of the best things I can do for you is elevate and escalate your fees right here and right now. And let's see where people are. Whoops, that's not right. Here we go. Let's see where people are with this next poll. And I apologize for being a little bit fat-fingered here with the polling, but here it comes, here it comes. There we go. What's your fee level? Like Lisette, never been paid or less than $1,000 bucks? Are you in the 1 to 3K category, 3 to 5K consistently, Notice the word consistently. That's important. Are you at 5 to 10K consistently, or are you at 10K and above consistently? Meaning you quote it, you get it, and you get it consistently. And let's see where people are on the spectrum here. We're going to close down this poll in 3 and 2 and 1. And let's see where the results are for this puppy. All right. Welcome, my friends at the entry gate. And again, I've got nothing but envy. I am jealous of you that you're having such a fantastic head start. And I wish I had known half the material we're teaching today when I had never been paid to speak, or my fee was $300, $500, $700. By the way, my very first program, some of you guys know this story because I've shared it on previous webinars and videos and all kinds of places. I was a generalist, right? I started out with 30 different workshop topics, started out in January of 2002. And I was doing everything: leadership, sales, marketing, time management, boat building, leading through trust, leading through change, hiring, firing, performance reviews, the whole gamut. Small real estate development company in Ardmore, Pennsylvania said, "Do you do time management?" I said, "Yeah, sure." They paid me $900 for a time management program that I had this franchised like binder that I bought, and it was crazy. So I started out getting paid less than $1,000, like 48% of you guys. So we've got a nice smattering of people in the 1 to 3, 3 to 5K. We've got 10% of folks that are in the 5 to 10 consistently. So thank you for your honesty. And then we've got some folks that are at the 10K plus, plus, plus. So not unusual, 10K, 15K, 18K speakers. We help those people all the time as well. So good job on that. I want you to move up at least one level by the time we're done today. If you've never been paid less than 1, I want you to jump your fee right up to $3,000. If you're at 1 to 3, there's no reason you can't be making $4,500 or $5,000. If you're in that 5 to 10 range, I would encourage you, if you're at 5, closer to 5, I want you to push into 6, 7, and 8. If you're at 9 or 10, I'm going to encourage you to push up to 11 or 12.5. And if you're wherever you are above 10K, if you're a $12,000 speaker, I had a conversation with a $12,000 speaker a little while ago. I said, "How long has your fee been $12,000? He says, 10 years. I said, "Well, it may be time to move upstream. It may be time to go to that 14.5, 15.5, 16.5 range. If you stay too low for too long, all it does is damage your credibility, it damages your positioning, and it damages your pocketbook." So no matter how long you've been doing this, please be mindful. You do not want to stay too low for too long, and too low is a relative number. For some of you guys, $8,000 is too low. For some of you guys, $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 is too low. And by now you should be at 14, 15, 17, or 18. So it's all relative, and everyone has room to grow. Everyone has room to grow. So speaking MBA, I had to look this up because I don't particularly have an MBA, but there are 6 main focus areas in a Master of Business Administration curriculum: strategy, entrepreneurship, finance, management, economics, and innovation. And we're going to cover all of them. So you're going to get literally a MBA in the speaking business over the next 75 minutes. All right, let's get right to part 1 of this. There we go. It would help if the mouse worked. It would really help if the mouse worked. Part 1 is strategy. Now, here's the deal with strategy. Strategy, you have to decide who you are. And by that, I mean who are you when you want to be growing up? What should be your topic? What should be your niche? Where can you be of best and highest service to the world? A lot of people say follow your passion. I think that is the worst, most counterproductive, crazy advice. It's 1/3 of the equation. Here's the full story. 1/3 of the equation is, what are you passionate about? What's your topic? What's your background? What's your experience? What's your expertise? Then you have to focus on who. Who are you passionate about? Find that ideal target market that's already hungry for what you have to teach, what you have to say, what you have to share, and the transformations that you provide in your program. Now that you know what you're passionate about and you're crossing that over with who I am passionate about, study those people closely And where you'll always make the most money and have the most fun is figure out what are they passionate to learn, do, or become. Write that down somewhere. For your target market, what are they passionate to learn? What are they passionate to do? And what are they passionate to become? And that, the intersection of those three circles, is what you should be doing in your speaking, coaching, consulting, and training business. If you just focus on what I'm passionate about, you risk immediately being disconnected from your market. And here's what that looks like. Once you've decided on a target market, the three benchmark tests that you have to pass: is it valuable to them? Is it relevant to them? And are there potentially enough people that have this problem? I want you to think about these three symptomatic situations when you only have two out of the three. If there's a lack of relevance, that means that your target market doesn't get it, and you have a messaging problem. If there's not enough potential, then you can't scale it, and you have a targeting and a scope problem. And if they don't value it, meaning it's not something they already want, then they won't value it, and they're going to start to see you as a commodity. If you're in the sweet spot, notice there's an X in the middle of relevance and value and potential. That means that you've got a relevant, valuable, high potential business, and that the prospects will be attracted to you. Also in the center of that, the presumption is that you are now in the business of solving urgent, pervasive, expensive problems. And that's exactly where you want to be. Think about it. If it's not urgent, then it's a nice to have, it's not a have to have. If it's not pervasive, not a big problem, and a lot of people have that problem, then people won't know what you're talking about. And if it's not an expensive problem, expensive in terms of time, money, ego, ROI, dollars, wasted time, wasted effort, potential revenue, potential margin, potential profit, potential strategic advantage, if it's not expensive, they're not going to pay a premium fee. So I'm curious, in the question box, out of all the problems and all of the headaches and all the ways that you and I have bumped into all kinds of brick walls and dead ends, can you think of any other problem that doesn't, at the root cause, have one of these three symptoms? Are there other problems besides they don't get it, they don't value it, or you can't find enough prospects, you can't scale it? And it's a genuine question. It's an open-ended question. There's no poll. It's not a trick. But if you look at the root cause of most of your problems, I can't get prospects. No one returns my phone calls. I get to a certain level in the sales process and they disappear on me, right? The voicemails go into a black hole. The emails go unanswered, right? That's going to be one of these three problems. That they don't get it, they don't need it, they don't value it, or you can't find enough people that have that problem. Or you're so focused on what you want to sell that you're not paying any attention at all to what people want to buy. So let me pop in the question box here, see what you guys typed in case I missed anything. And no one has an answer for this one. No one has an answer for, is there anything other than these three major problems? I would agree with you. There's really nothing other than these three major problems, and these are three big problems. All right, let's talk about, have you made some of these key foundational decisions in your business? I'm going to pull up another poll here for you. As far as your specific target market and your specific topic, have you already made good, clear, bold decisions? Yes, your topic and target market are clear to you. Second choice, no, you're still not sure or still deciding on your topic or target market. And sort of, you have made a decision, but now that you have some experience or it's not quite working as well as you had hoped, it may be time to pivot or change it up or refresh that decision. So yes, no, or sort of. I kind of put a fudge factor into sort of. And let's close this down in 3 and 2 and 1. And let's see what we got. So we have 67% of folks. Topic and target market clear. You know who you are. You know who they are. You know what problems you solve. That's great. 12% not quite sure. And 21% sort of. I decided, but it may be time to redecide. Or it may be time to pivot or shift. Excellent. Now I want you to think, even if you have it nailed down, I'm a leadership speaker, I'm a sales speaker, I'm a customer service speaker, I'm a corporate culture speaker, whatever it is, question is, who are you disturbing? Look at people like Larry Wingett, who's got a fabulous set of books. His first book that he kind of came to fame for is Shut Up, Stop Whining, and Get a Life, to be followed by You're Broke Because You Want to Be. It's called Work for a Reason. Your kids are idiots, all these kind of books. Not exactly your classic motivational speaker. So Larry is going to be repulsive to some meeting planners and conference producers and very attractive to others. Same thing with my buddy Gary Markle. Gary Markle is a performance management expert. No more performance reviews, no more performance evaluations is his core program. There's HR people that love that message. There's HR people that hate that message. The question is, where are you? Are you in the middle of the road, plain vanilla, where you risk being a commodity, or do you stand out from the crowd because you piss some people off? And I'm going to argue, if you don't piss anybody off, you're not going to have a good, thriving business. Because the mantra is, if you don't risk turning some people off, you will never turn anybody on. You will never have passionate, raving fans, repeat business, referral business, spin-off business, people that want to share you like candy. They don't do that to a mediocre, middle-of-the-road, same-o, lame-o speaker. They do that to someone who's different. They do that for someone who's unique. They do that for someone who's memorable. So who are you disturbing? Who are you disturbing? Put that in the chat. I'm curious. Put that in the question box. Are there people that would never hire you in a million years? There are absolutely people who would never hire me in a million years. And that's why I have another segment of people who love me and line up to do business with us. And that's a blessing, and that's fantastic. If I didn't have people who hated me, I also wouldn't have people who love me and who love our team. Who are you pissing off? Is there a segment? Is there a type of client? Is there a type of audience that would never hire you in a million years? I hope the answer is yes, because if the answer is no, then you got to up your game. You got to be a little bit more controversial, a little bit more contrarian, a little bit more distinct, a little bit more interesting, a little bit more intriguing in your thought leadership platform. So who, if anyone, are you pissing off? So feminist groups, excellent. Corporate HR, excellent. The status quo, I love that answer. I am pissing off the status quo. I'm pissing off the status quo. Excellent. Good. That's what I want to see, is answers like that. Now, you probably heard at some point in your entrepreneurial speaking, consulting, or coaching career that you have to write a book. I'm telling you that you don't have to write a book. You have to take a drink of water, but you don't have to write a book. What you really have to do is you have to have tangible sources of excellence. For some people, that's their blog. For some people, that's their podcast. For some people, that's an annual survey that they put out. For other people, that might be an online community that they curate. So you do not have to have a book. For some people, your tangible source of excellence might be a book, but you don't have to have the book. If you're going to go down the path of book publishing, however, I would have worked much harder, much sooner to get a traditionally published book, and I'll tell you why. It's for one reason and one reason only. It's from the meeting planner's perspective, the buyer's perspective. When they see that your book is from HarperCollins, Amicom, McGraw-Hill, Wiley, it makes them feel safer because they're not the first ones that have to take a bet on you. So good enough for Wiley, good enough for us. Good enough for HarperCollins, good enough for us. You've already been vetted. You've already been approved by some sort of gatekeeper entity so that you're a safer choice when they hire you. And here's another update, guys. It's not the best speaker who gets hired. It's not the best presentation skills person. It's not the best marketer. It is the safest choice who gets hired. So think about that. Think about that. Given the goals of the group, given the outcomes that they want, who has the greatest likelihood to meet those outcomes? That's what safest means. That's who's going to get hired. So do not worry about I have to have a book, I have to have 1 million videos, I have to have 10,000 followers on Twitter. That's nonsense. That's marketing busy work. That is not marketing leverage. You want marketing leverage, you want marketing gravity, you want to have an inbound pull on your target market, even if that means that you're reaching out to them, but when they experience your marketing, they say, this is the guy, this is the gal, this is who we need to bring in. Because the relevance is high. The 3 circles I showed you earlier, the relevance is high, the potential is high, and the problem-solving capability is high. All right. Number 5, let's talk a little bit more about these tangible sources of excellence. You don't need a whole bunch of stuff. I want you to think in terms of recycle, repurpose, and reuse. A good way to think about this is chunk it up and chunk it down. So if you already have a keynote, you already have a seminar, you already have a book, you already have a blog, think about repurposing seminars, break them up into articles. You have a whole bunch of articles, put them together in an ebook. You have an ebook, you can have a whole bunch of podcast episodes or audio downloads. You have enough podcasts and audios, transcribe those, that's the beginning of your book. If you already have a book, go in the reverse order, that's a whole bunch of 50, 60, 75 different blogs. And it just goes on and on and on. People want to consume your content in multiple different media and multiple different methods. If you're busy creating all this new content, you have totally missed a huge opportunity of repurposing, recycling, and reimagining all the great content that you've already built. So don't do marketing busy work. Start doing the repurposing, recycling, and reusing strategy. I want to talk about video for a minute. Some of you guys have heard me say this before, but I see this mistake over and over and over again. No video beats a bad video. Period. End of sentence. That is a true statement. No video beats a bad video. You can't afford to have a bad speaker demo video out online. It shouldn't be on your website. It shouldn't be on your YouTube channel. I'm not talking about the talking head videos that you make at your desk. Those are fine. Those are content videos. I'm talking about a 3-camera, 4-camera shoot of a live event, bad sound, goofy lighting, you're too far away, there's a column in the way, it's not your best work, it's outdated content, outdated references, in a niche that you no longer serve. It could be a million reasons that video, even if it was awesome on day one, it's not awesome today. It's not awesome today, and it doesn't reflect your current work or your current target market or your current topic. So I want you to really think about that. People, especially new people, they rush out and they spend a whole bunch of money on a video way too soon, before their content is ready, before their platform is fully fleshed out, before they have the marketing assets to support the video, or even the content, the speech content to support the video, and it ends up being a huge burden around your neck. So I'd rather have you have no video until you have an awesome video. Now, let's see where we are on this. There's a concept of a next level video. If you're a $5,000 speaker, your video should look like a $10,000 speaker. If you're a $10,000 speaker, your video should look like and compete successfully with a $15,000 speaker. So it's an up-leveling strategy. We used to say this in the career field, right? About, dress for the position that you want, not for the position that you're in. And the same exact thing goes for video. Your video needs to portray you as the next level up speaking fee that you want, not necessarily the speaking fee that you have today. So let's see where you guys are with this. I've got a little video poll for you. And this one's simple. Do you have a next level video? Yes, not yet, or yeah, sort of, but it needs some updating. It needs a little refresh. It's not the current snapshot of my best work, my most relevant audience, my most up-to-date content. So yes, you have it. No, you don't have it yet, which is in some cases great, because that means no video beats a bad video, so you win. And sort of, it needs updating. Let's see where people are. We're going to shut this down in 3 and 2 and 1, and let's see the results. 14% have a next level video. Tremendous. Congrats to you guys. That's great. 78% not yet. 8% sort of needs updating. No problem. Easy to fix. Easy to fix. All right. Next thing. The biggest myth, and this is holding you back financially, it's holding you back with the quality and caliber of clients that you're getting in front of. This is supply and demand curve, 10th grade economics. If we're selling chocolate bars, I want to draw your attention to the red line and the green line on the supply and demand curve. If your candy bars cost 80 cents, you will sell 400 candy bars at 80 cents. If you jack up the price to $1.20, you will sell fewer candy bars. There's only 300 people that would buy candy bars for $1.20. And you can even look at the $2 level. $2, you're going to sell 100 candy bars because now they're expensive candy bars, and there's only 100 people that would spend $2 on your candy bars. That's great if you're a chocolate bar or a pork belly or a barrel of oil. But nobody here is a chocolate bar, even though you may be very sweet. Nobody here is a pork belly, and nobody here is a barrel of oil. So this is complete and utter nonsense when it's applied to the speaking world. There is no supply and demand curve. In fact, it's the opposite. That when you move upscale to premium clients, you will find more premium clients willing to pay a higher fee because the perception of your value goes up. The perception of your value goes up. So let's see how this works in action. The truth bomb is that when you price yourself out of the broke market, you price yourself in to the premium market where you should be playing in the first place. And you can actually sell more at higher fees to those premium prospects who have the exact problems that you are already brilliant at solving. If you take nothing else from this masterclass today, and you adopt this belief and you start putting action behind this belief, your business will be radically transformed. Radically transformed. I cannot tell you the power and the marketing engine that you will build once you start to really internalize this truth. And it's not a theory, and it's not, a mantra, and it's not a motivational quote. It is a stone cold fact. Stone cold fact. So I'm going to challenge you guys right now to tell me the truth. Do you feel that you charge what you're worth? Given that we just talked about pricing yourself out of a broke market and into the premium market where you should be playing all along. 4 possible answers. No. I know for a fact that I don't charge enough. No, I'm not sure what to charge, or it varies wildly. And I had a client come to us and said, David, in the last 12 months, I've charged $1,500 and I've charged $15,000. And I have no idea. I have no idea what I should be charging. You tell me. Imagine if you're so disconnected from your market value that you say $1,500, $15,000, I really don't know. You tell me. But we were able to fix her situation, get her on the right track. And by the way, the correct answer was about 12. So 12K over and over and over and over again. Third option, yes, but sometimes I cave on price meaning you start out strong, but then you always kind of negotiate down. You end up being nickel and dime down to a subpar fee. Or yes, I consistently quote and get the fee I deserve. All right, you guys are in for a shock. Big shock. I hope you're ready. I hope you're sitting down. Nobody in here consistently quotes and gets the fees that you deserve. Guys, I love you, and we need to fix this. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your integrity and your transparency. This is an anonymous poll, right? So it's like, okay, and then no skin off my nose to tell the truth, and there isn't. I also want to draw your attention to the 50% of you fabulous people where you know that you're undercharging. You know it. It's not a mystery. It's like, yeah, I don't charge enough. I got to charge more. Please start charging more. You know what's going to happen? Only good things will happen. Let go of the FOMO. Let go of the fear of missing out. That's FOMO. Let go of that. And start having a different number leave your lips. Start having a different number leave your lips. For the folks that are 1,500, 15,000, I don't know, you tell me. That's about 20%. And then 30%, yes, but sometimes I cave on price. We can help you guys too. We're going to help you guys stick to the price, quote the fee, get the fee that you know you deserve, and still be of great service to your clients and audiences. Okay, so here's an example of the totally upside down supply and demand example that I just shared with you. John Garrett came through our program. He says it's the best ROI a recovering CPA could dream of. And look at the language. This is exactly what I was telling you about the myth of the supply and demand curve. John was able to sell more speaking to better clients and at consistently higher fees. Notice it wasn't less speaking at higher fees. It was more speaking for better clients and at consistently higher fees, resulted in an 85% increase in income from last year, booked a $5,500 gig within 5 weeks. You know why? He used to quote 2,500. Different number left his mouth. And he had started to have different conversations with different kinds of buyers. He up-leveled his positioning by up-leveling the pricing. And this testimonial is a little bit stale. Now he doesn't get out of bed for 7,500, and most of his gigs are coming in at 10K. Most of his gigs are coming in at 10K because of the constant elevation, escalation, not staying too low for too long that I warned you about earlier. So you have to really take this to heart. Imagine if you could sell more speaking engagements to better clients, more premium clients, better fit clients, and at consistently higher fees. What would your life look like? What would your world look like? What would your bank account look like? Pretty exciting. Pretty exciting, I think. All right. Let's move on to entrepreneurship, the next segment of our MBA program. Entrepreneurship. Repositioning what you do. Not dramatically, but by about 10-15%. Repositioning can sometimes make all the difference. So here's what I mean by that. If I can change the slides, there we go. Sales success secrets. Every sales guru can do that program. Overcoming the stall, how to get your prospect off the dime, much more specific, much more relevant. Becoming a more effective CFO. Let's say you work with financial executives, CFOs, controllers, etc. 7 CFO negotiating strategies for vendor contracts. Here's the difference. The titles in gray are speaker topics. The titles in blue are problem solver topics. You will always make more money and reposition your expertise if you're a professional problem solver who speaks and not a speaker who's delivering a topic. Really, really important. The best, biggest shortcut I can share with you is the magic word FOR. F-O-R, FOR. When you're doing a program for nurse managers, don't just call it leadership or leadership essentials. Call it leadership essentials for nurse managers. If you're a sales guru and you've got a sales upselling, cross-selling program, upselling and cross-selling is not a great title. upselling and cross-selling for customer service reps, right? You want to go into call centers. Customer service reps are always responsible for cross-selling other products, other lines of business, upselling. This is true whether it's banks, cable TV, telecom, cell phone service, you name it. Upselling and cross-selling for customer service reps or upselling and cross-selling for customer service teams. Here's the mantra. Put your target market's industry or job title into the title of your program. For is a killer word that immediately broadcasts relevance. You say it's for CFOs. It's for mid-level managers. It's for frontline supervisors. It's for nonprofit executives, right? Think about the democratizing and popularizing power of that. So let's say that you're, I'm going to go down another path here. Let's say it's cold calling, right? Everyone hates cold calling. What if you had a program called Cold Calling for Wimps? Cold calling for wimps. Cold calling if you're like, oh, I don't want to cold call. I don't want to do it. No. Right? Think about this. Financials for non-financial managers, right? How to read a balance sheet, how to read a profit and loss statement, how to read an income statement, right? Financials for non-financial managers. That opens it up. That democratizes and popularizes your topic so that you're saying, hey guys, come on in. The water's fine. It's not that bad. Let me show you the ropes. Let me show you how this works. And you become the dummy's guide. You become the dummy's guide of your topic or of your industry. Massive revenue potential if you do that. Now you become the good guy in your business and not just another talking head, buzzword, jargon-filled consultant or jargon-filled speaker. So please start using some of these strategies, and it's going to make a dramatic difference. Let's talk about sales conversations next. I want to talk about this particular objection that you might get. Your fee is too high. If you've ever gotten that objection, by the way, your fee is too high, just type the word yes in the question box. I'm curious if you've experienced this like I have. Your fee is too high. If you've ever heard that, gotten that back in an email, heard that in a phone call, type yes in the question box. I'm going to take a drink while you're typing. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Nope, it's not just me. It's David and Michelle and Zachary and Elise and Denise and Orlando and yep, okay, I got it. Yeah. There you go. Thank God it's not just me. By the way, for you guys that have never heard that, you know what that means, right? If you've never heard your fee is too high, surprise, your fee's too low. Your fee's too low. I love hearing your fee's too high. And I'll tell you why I love hearing your fee is too high. I love hearing your fee is too high because I know what problem it is. I know what problem it is in my world. I know what problem it is in your world. Here's 3 problems it's not. Take yourself off the hook right now. It's not your fee. It's not about your program. It's not even about their budget. You know what it's about? It's about their confidence that you can really solve their problem. Your fee is too high is another way of saying, I don't believe you. I don't believe you yet that you can actually come in and solve the problem that I need solved with this speech, with this training, with this coaching package, with this consulting program. So my best advice to you is to stop pitching speeches and coaching and consulting programs and start solving problems. When you start talking problem-solving language, instead of let me pitch you my program language, everything starts to change. I pulled a little acronym down here. Pivot from professional speaker to professional thinker. PT stands for professional thinker, and PPS stands for professional problem solver. So pivot away from professional speaker, pivot towards being a professional thinker who speaks and a professional problem solver who speaks, and you will make a ton more money. and you will get a lot more doors opening for you when you make that outreach. Tony Lucero came through our program and had a direct experience of exactly what I'm talking about. He came in, very good speaker already, and he was like, speaker, 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 speaker. I said, Tony, you're not a speaker. You're a professional problem solver. You're a professional thinker. Let's create some other modes and methods in which you can help your clients. And here's what happened. Long story short, I picked up 2 coaching clients totaling $32,400, and I'm on retainer for 90 days at $10,000 per month with the company. Not bad. The reason I'm telling you this is not to boast, as many of you are much better than I. It was the activity that David outlines and focus on what I wanted to attract to my business that allowed the doors to be opened. Stay the course, do the work, and know your target market. I should highlight that circle, that my little red circle here. But that was the key, is stop pitching a speech and start solving a problem. In Tony's world, that led to a $32,400 coaching contract and a $30,000 consulting retainer, altogether $62,400, because he stopped pitching a speech and he started asking questions like, what else do you need? How else can I serve you? What else would move the needle on your results? You start asking questions like that, and your $10,000 speaking fee is not too high. And your $10,000 per month consulting fee is not too high. And your $32,400 for coaching 2 top-level executives, that's not too high either. Because now he's solving multiple hundreds of thousands, multiple $1,000,000 problems. And he's the best bargain going. If he had come in and pitched a $10,000 speech, oh no, that's too high. Your fee's too high. We can't afford that. We've never hired a $10,000 speaker. Nobody wants to hire a speaker, my friends. They all want to solve a problem. Nobody wants to hire a coach. Nobody wants to hire a mentor. Nobody wants to hire a consultant. You start having outcome conversations, and they will buy whatever it is you're selling. They will. I've just seen it hundreds and hundreds of times. This I'm not guessing. This is not theory. This is not the way I wish the world would work. This is the way the world works if you do it the right way. If you do it the right way. Next subject in our MBA masterclass, innovation. The first innovation I'd like you to consider is to stop acting like a marketer or an advertiser or a pitch person and start acting like a publisher and a socializer. What does a publisher do? A publisher puts out valuable content. What does a socializer do? Socializer invites people to cool parties. What's the mantra? Offer value, invite engagement. If you don't like the words marketing, you don't like the words sales, strike them from your vocabulary. You are now 100% firmly in the business of offer value, invite engagement. Offer value, invite engagement. Find a prospect, connect with them like a human being, high touch, high relevance, high relationship outreach, always offering value. Invite them to a conversation about how you can help them. Every touch point with a client needs to add value. It's not, do you hire speakers? Do you hire speakers? Do you hire speakers? Do you hire speakers? That is not a value-first conversation. That is a nonsense, batch and blast, human spam conversation. You guys are not human spam. Stop making phone calls, sending emails, and acting on LinkedIn like you're human spam. Human spam gets deleted. Trusted advisors get hired. I want you to get hired. Our clients get hired. And our clients stop the marketing monkey work and the forever hamster wheel of content marketing, blogging your brains out, tweeting your brains out, etc. None of that crap works. None of that crap works. Offer value, invite engagement, low volume, high relevance, high relationship, targeted outreach to people who you have a high probability of being able to help. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that feel amazing? It would, and it does. And I'm drinking. Very, very important. My buddy Dan Janelle sent these postcards out. I have this postcard framed in my office. It's so good. Because it says, tap the power of you. You is the most important word in marketing. Front side of this postcard says, have you seen the latest issue of the journal? It's all David Newman this, David Newman that, and nothing about us. Now, if you had received one of these, let's say that my buddy Billy Arcemont gets one of these, his copy would say, have you seen the latest issue of the journal? It's all Billy Arcemont this, Billy Arcemont that, and nothing about us. This puts your client in the center of your marketing. I keep this in my office. I have shared this with countless audiences, not just among my speaker and consultant friends like you guys, but I share this in my small business marketing presentations that I go out and do for small and medium-sized business owners. I've probably shared this postcard about 500 times in front of hundreds or in some cases thousands of audience members over and over and over again because this marketing is so good, I don't want to throw it away. Is your marketing so good that your prospects that receive it don't want to throw it away? They don't throw it away. They post it in their office. They put it up in their office. They put it up in their cubicle. They pass it around. They share it. They go, oh my God, this is so funny. This is so great. Look what I just got. If you're putting your prospects in the center of your marketing, they will keep it, they will remember it, and they will connect with you. They will connect with you. If your marketing is all about me, the typical speaker, I, me, and my value prop, they throw that in the trash the second they receive it. You don't even get to the desk. You go right to the recycling bin. I, me, and my. I'm going to send you my speaker packet. I'm going to send you my videos. I'm going to send you my one sheets. Me, my, I. Bye. Delete. Gone. Dead. You don't want to do that. You want to do it smart. By the way, I just came up with that. The I, me, my, bye. I'm going to use that. That's a keeper. I like that one. All right, let's talk about stop selling. Start filtering and sorting. Make people qualify to do business with you. Here's the magic sales magnetism. 3 parts. You need it when, and then list out the symptoms, the challenges, the pains, the problems that they have. Give people a guideline of how and when they need to pick up the red phone and call you. So you need it when is your first set of bullets. You get is the least important part of this. This is where most speakers focus, unfortunately. Seminar, program, mentoring, yada. The why stands for yada, because that's all they hear. They don't care. They don't care how you deliver it. They don't care about your approaches and your methodology and your 3-day boot camp and your 2-hour super duper 4-quadrant diagram methodology. They don't care about that. What they really care about is the outcome. So you have a so that statement, so that you get, so that your team, so that your sales, so that your leaders, so that your clients, so that your customers come back, repeat, refer, and they would never leave you. That's an outcome if you're a customer service speaker. So that is results, outcomes, impact, and the emotional state that they're in once they've solved that problem. Once you articulate your value prop in this 3-part formula, everything becomes easier. And this is way more effective than the I, me, my nonsense. Very powerful headline question. And you guys can use this right away this afternoon. Is this you? Is this you? Mine, I'll give you an example. I love working with my clients. I just want to do a better job of marketing and selling. I've heard that a million times. So why wouldn't I put that in my marketing material? Why wouldn't I put that on my one sheet? Why wouldn't I make that a headline or a subhead on my website? Why wouldn't I be blogging about that and using that in my sales videos or my Facebook Lives? I feel like I'm the best kept secret in my industry. Clients love me, but I'm invisible to new prospects. Heard that about 500 times. I have enough clients. I'm working so hard. Why aren't I making more money? Heard that one probably about 1,000 times. Or I'm tired of marketing by accident and settling for whatever business falls in my lap. In a minute, I'm going to tell you how to create bullets this good or even better for your topic. But let's see how I did. I got a quick poll for you here because you guys, of course, are the folks that I am typically working with and talking to. Which one of these can you relate to? I love my clients, just want to do better with marketing and sales. I feel like a best kept secret, invisible to new prospects. I have enough clients, I'm doing enough work, God knows. Why aren't I making more money? Tired of marketing by accident and settling for whatever business falls in my lap? Or all of the above? So which one or which ones speak most loudly to you? And we'll see how I did, and we'll shut this down in 3 and 2 and 1, and then I'll show you how you can create yours that are even better and even stronger and even more attractive to your target market. All right, let's see how we did. Oh, bummer. Look at that. I screwed up on the middle one. So, okay, best kept secret syndrome for sure. All of the above, that's cool. I totally missed the mark on I have enough clients. Why aren't I making more money? Except maybe for the 29% that said all of the above. So I may want to go back in and tune that. Now, I want you guys to guess, how many of these did I come up with in a vacuum on my own, sitting by myself in my office? People say, oh, David, you're a brilliant copywriter. You write such great marketing copy. I felt like you were talking to me. Did I write any of this? Or go ahead and type in the question box how you think I came to these, and more importantly, how you can come to yours. What did I do to get these really sharp, really on point, except for the middle one, really sharp, really on point, is this you statements? Let's see what you guys answered here. Yes, 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 yes. Lewis got it. Zachary got it. Greg got it. I didn't write any of these. I listened. So it's not about copywriting, it's about copy listening. So what you can do right now is replay in your mind all of the conversations that you've had with people in your target market. What did they say? What did they complain about? Do some pattern recognition, pull out some consistent themes from all those conversations, and then that's straight from the horse's mouth. You're not guessing. You're not sitting alone in your office going, well, I think this is the problem that I solve. You are copy listening. You are not copy writing. You are copy listening. This is what's going to make people say, you had me at hello. I went to your website, or I got your email, or I saw your LinkedIn profile. I knew we had to bring you in. I knew we needed you here at the company. I knew we had to have you come and speak because, man, you were singing our song. That is exactly what we're going through, and this is exactly what we need. The person who's most in touch with the problems always gets credit for having the best solutions. If you're so intimately familiar with the symptoms and the problems and the complaints, people automatically give you credit for having an awesome, amazing solution to those problems. You're always better off talking problem language and then having people go, man, you were singing my song. You must have installed video cameras in our meeting rooms. You must have installed listening devices into our phone system because, man, you know exactly what's going on here at the company. And we need to bring you in. We need to hire you. We want a seminar. We want you to be an executive coach. We want you to do a consulting project with us because you nailed our problem. That's exactly our problem. That's what you want. That's what you want. That's what I want. Got to fix my third damn bullet, though. It's kind of pissing me off, but that's okay. All right. That's which ones can you relate to. Let's talk more about sales and your sales aha moment. Never let your fee be the first number that comes up in conversation. You always have to, before you have the fee discussion, you have to establish the context of value and the contrast of scale. Ask questions like, what's the average salary of the employees that you want to put through this program, and how many of them are you thinking of putting into the training? What's your average deal size? What's customer lifetime value? What would a 1%, 2%, 5%, or 10% increase mean to your bottom line? What would a 5%, 10% decrease in something bad like turnover or wasted time, wasted effort, wasted energy, projects that missed deadline? What would a 10% decrease in the bad things mean? What would a 10% or a 5% increase in the good things mean? And then the question that you always want to have at the tip of your tongue with any conversation with any buyer is, can you put a number on it? Can you put a number on it? Can you put a number on it? Because we want to surface the real cost, the potential cost, the opportunity cost, financial, non-financial, dollars, hours, percentages, anything that you can get from them as a number is a good number. You know why? People don't argue with their own data. People don't argue with their own data. So get their data to make your case for value-based pricing. If you do this the right way, like Copy Green did it the right way, she says some nice things. She's, what I love most about working with you: tremendous value, direct, no BS, to the point and honest. Techniques are bulletproof, action-oriented, helping us get results. All of that is nice. But what Copy really did is she was able to dial in the value conversation. And she says, I jumped into your program after the first week. Using the tools I developed with your guidance, I locked in a $60,000 plus contract. Because she stopped pitching the program and she established the contrast of value and the context of scale around what she was trying to accomplish as an outcome for the client. Financially and non-financially, it was a no-brainer because she was going to deliver 5 or 10 times the value of that $60,000 investment. Now, she was shaking in her boots. She was, oh my gosh, $60,000, that's a big contract. I said, well, no, it's not a big contract compared to the problem that they have. So when you look at the size and scope and depth of the problem, it's 10 times bigger. Maybe it's even 20 times bigger. She was solving like a $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 million plus problem for $60K, for $60,000. It was the bargain of the century. Now, she could have caved on price. She could have sold a speech, but she sold a long-term training contract instead, and she made 10 times the money that she would have if she had sold a single speech for $6,000. So you really have to, don't let the tail wag the dog. Listen deeply for what those clients want to buy and start offering that, and be much less focused on what you think you want to sell. Because you don't want to sell a speech, you want to solve a problem. And you want to get paid 10 times what a speaker would get paid, even though you're a speaker, you're a consultant, you're a coach, you're a seminar leader. You want to up-level everything that you're doing, solve bigger problems, get bigger checks. That's the takeaway. That's the mantra. Solve bigger problems, get bigger checks. All right, economics. Average fees, according to the National Speakers Association, for people that are new to the business and somewhat seasoned, what I want to show you here is even the brand new rank beginners are charging at least $3,800. $5,500, $6,500, $7,500, $8,000, not unusual. I want you to look at the numbers. Don't worry about the years on the left, because there's a lot of slow kids on the bus. And like I said earlier, the fee elevation and escalation in our industry is not happening fast enough. So the people that are 10 years in, they should have been charging $6,000 when they were 3 years in. The folks that are getting $8,000 after 20 years, they should have been getting $8,000 after 7 years. So that's kind of a false spectrum of years. What I want to share with you is this is what clients are paying. Forget about what speakers are charging. This is what clients are paying. And that's the real difference maker. So take yourself out of the equation. This is not about what do you need to charge. It's about what they need to pay to take you seriously. So here's the reality. In your world, if the numbers don't add up, you don't have a business. Undercharging has to stop. Under-earning is not a good business model for you. There is a positive halo effect of credible market rate competitive fees, and you will lose business if your fees are too low. I wish I could say that for the next hour, but we don't have an hour. We only have about 10 or 15 minutes left, then we'll do our big Q&A. You will lose business if your fees are too low. I'm going to squeeze it in one more time. You will lose business if your fees are too low. Stone cold fact. Our clients prove this all the time, every single time. Here's the simple math that you have to embrace. I'm just going to go through a quick model with you. 2 speeches at $4,500, and again, that's cheap. That's $9,000 a month, 12 months in a year. That's $108,000 just from speaking. One training day, also $4,500. Let's say you do one of those a month. That might even be spin-off business from one of the speeches. 12 times 4,500 is 54K. So now we're at 162. And let's say you have a $6,000 coaching offer and you sell one of those a month to some executive, some C-suite leader, someone who comes up to you and says, "Oh, could you coach me? Could I hire you as my executive coach? Can we work one-on-one?" $6,000, you make one of those sales per month. 6 times 12 is 72. Here's your total. 234,000 is 108 plus 54 plus 72. There's nothing magic about that number. Here's the magic. Now you know what you're aiming for. You can add more. You can increase these numbers. You can decrease these numbers. You can flex it around. But now you know where you're going. You know what your economic revenue model is. And when you know it, you have a much greater chance of hitting it. Compare this very simple back of the napkin plan with, well, let's just see what comes in for May. Let's just see what comes in for June. I don't know. I mean, maybe, sure. Maybe the phone will ring. Maybe some old client will come back out of the blue. I don't know. I mean, let's just see what happens. That's not a business model. I would even argue that's not a business. Right now, you're hoping. It's kind of, hope is not a strategy, right? Hope is not a strategy. Map out what you really and truly want, get after it, adjust these dials up and down so it fits the revenue that you want, and it also fits the freedom and the lifestyle goals that you want, and you will much more likely hit it. It's very hard to hit a target that you cannot see. Now, top experts usually have 3. We usually have 3 different profit centers that we can funnel this business into. And really, you can rejigger this any way you want to. Speaking, training, coaching, consulting. Some of our clients have had huge success with licensing. Others have had big success with sponsorship. You can do this any way you want, but you have to plan it out with intention and with integrity. And once you have a revenue model that excites you and energizes you, it's up to you to enforce that revenue model and do everything you can to get traction towards building it, operationalizing it, connecting with clients, using the right language, using the right messaging, using the right packaging so that they immediately get it, need it, want it, and there's some urgency and they buy. Because a day without a sale is like a day without sunshine. So let's look at some client success here. Susan Robertson came in, already a successful consultant, hadn't really been paid ever to speak. No significant dollars came in from speaking before working with us. Within 3 weeks, different number leaves her mouth, I just got another gig for $12,500. I'm steadily raising my fees and so far getting it. Still not getting as many as I want, but I'm getting more for the ones I'm getting, so I'm happy with my progress. Imagine being paid like some nominal honorarium and skyrocketing within weeks to a $12,500 fee. Then she had a gig, a 2-day gig for $30,000. And I hadn't heard about that for a little while, so I messaged her and I said, "Hey, how's that $30,000 gig going? Did that ever close?" She says, "Oh yeah, it closed. It's in 2 weeks." So now she's going from a $12,500 sale to a $30,000 sale. Her business is hugely on the upswing because now she's in touch with her value, she's in touch with the pricing conversation, and more importantly, she's in touch with the value conversation. So we see this all the time. We see this all the time. Once you dial in all of these assets and aspects of the speaking MBA, the 6 pillars we just talked about, I mean, look at some of these success stories. 106K in the past 6 months. More than I've ever made anywhere in any 6-month period. I have a system to get qualified leads. My sales positioning is what they're looking for, and I'm booking clients. 20K in income up front. Hit the 6-figure mark already. It's not even October yet. That was from last year. booked $33,000 in the past 3 weeks. In the past 3 weeks, booked 2 $5,000 speeches this week, and then here's a $60,000 or $70,000 training and coaching contract just waiting for the paperwork in less than a week of sales cycle to boot. Once you dial this in and you work the system works. It works, it works, it works. So let's look at, given what I just shared with you, I think you guys are probably getting somewhat excited here. I want to ask you, what is your revenue potential? Given what we talked about here, and I want you to be brutally honest, I'm okay with any answer. I don't see any way that I could charge or earn any more than what I'm doing today. If you feel that way, that's a choice. That's cool. I clearly see now an additional 5K per month. I clearly see 10K per month more coming in. I clearly see 15K coming in. And some of you probably are sitting there going, man, I've been leaving so much money on the table. I can see $20,000 a month extra coming in or more. Or more. Because a different number leaves your mouth. Because you've got a different value prop. Because you're talking to a different caliber of client. Because your value prop, you're now solving bigger problems, getting bigger checks. So let's see how you did. I'm going to close this down in 3 and 2 and 1, and let's see how we did. So 4% of people, I'm hoping you guys are the seasoned, experienced people that are already doing 12, 15, 18,000. I hope that's the top end of our folks and not the bottom end. I don't see any way I could charge and earn more. You can easily see 5K a month, 29%, tie score for 5K and 10K. 8% see 15K per month, and God bless you guys, 29%. I clearly see an additional 20K per month or more if you had this dialed in. Well, if you can see it, we can see it. And we're happy to support you in that vision. So at this point, you've got a choice, my friends. You can keep going the old way that you came on this webinar 75 minutes ago. And we're going to get to our Q&A here in a moment. But I want to give you a chance to reach out for a little bit of help, a little bit of coaching, a little bit of assistance. Old activity, old results, not sure where to start. Maybe treading water financially or slowly declining. Could be you're not reaching that next level client, that high caliber client who's looking for what you do. If you're a seasoned speaker, maybe your clients are retiring. Maybe your phone's not ringing like it used to, or it's time to refresh or pivot. I know personally that at every stage and phase, with no support, no accountability, no guidance, this can be a hard, lonely road. It really can. Or it can all end today and we can get on a call together, diagnose what's really going on, help you refocus, reframe, and reboot what you're doing. Look at everything we talked about here in this MBA program, your messaging, your packaging, your positioning, your pricing, what you're doing with prospecting, what you're doing with outreach. Figure out what you need specifically. Obviously, a webinar that has hundreds of people on it, that is going to be generic advice. If you want some one-on-one time with our team and with me, that is where you're going to book a call at doitmarketing.com/call. We're going to fill in what's missing for you specifically in your exact situation so you can consistently get clients that you love and finally earn what you deserve and reap some of that revenue potential that you just told me about. There's no reason to leave this masterclass and go back to doing what you were doing without at least having a conversation with us about how you can do better, bigger, faster. So we've set aside some time to speak to you personally about how you can apply these ideas starting immediately. The cost is absolutely free. The URL again is doitmarketing.com/call. That's what you want to put in there. The only catch is it's not for everybody. So this is not for you if building a high-fee, speaking-driven business is not your number one priority. If you refuse to follow a proven process and you don't want to take action on instructions, please don't waste your time. Don't waste our time. If you refuse to change your low-fee mindset and low-fee business model, it's not going to be a fun call for either one of us. You have to be coachable. If your content doesn't solve a real business problem, or you're a fake expert, we don't work with goofballs, we don't work with charlatans, we don't work with people who are going to use this for evil instead of for good. Or you're down to your last few dollars, you have to pay the rent this month, and you're looking for a Hail Mary, magic bullets, secret beans, whatever it is, we do not believe in get rich quick. There is no get rich quick nonsense, make $7 million in the next 28 minutes. This is about get rich smart and get rich smart for the long term. On the other hand, this is for you, and we'd love to talk to you when you pop over to doitmarketing.com/call. If you're serious, decisive, and committed, whether you've done a little bit of speaking or you might be in our seasoned pro category. If you have your niche and message nailed down, that's great. If you don't, we can help you with that. Whether you're in this full time or you're planning your corporate escape, building that bridge out of the corporate gig and going from part-time to full-time and from full-time to big time. That's what we can help you with. You're willing to follow a proven process to ramp up revenue and you take mentorship and direction well. So the link is doitmarketing.com/call, and it's especially relevant if you want to put another 10K to 20K in your pocket very, very quickly over the next 60 to 90 days and build a predictable flow of clients and cash long term. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to help you operationalize that plan, get you the clarity and the focus and the momentum so that you can do that. And if you want our help, and if we think it's a good fit in both directions, we may invite you to work with us and we may not. No harm, no foul either way. It's going to be the most valuable 45 minutes that you invest to grow your speaking-driven business and to help you get results. And that's, at the end of the day, what I said at the top of the webinar is everything we do is focused on results, whether you invest with us or not, whether you want our formal help or not. We want every webinar, every post, every video to move you along towards success. Now, obviously, if we decide to invite you in, you'll have bigger success, faster success. There's no big surprise there, but we really want to help. We really want to help first and foremost. Your first step to get that help is doitmarketing.com/call. So let's go to our Q&A. Any questions about today's teaching? Any questions about our 6 pillars of the MBA program that we just laid out for you? And again, the lines are open. The calendar is open right now. That link is live at doitmarketing.com/call. Even during our Q&A, that's going to go to our scheduler. It's going to open up another window. It's going to get you into our prep questionnaire so we can really hit the ground running during your call. And I would encourage you, if some of this was valuable and relevant to you, let's get on a personal one-on-one call and tailor a plan for you specifically. And we'll do that when you book your time at doitmarketing.com/call. All right, in the question box, who's got the first question? What can I answer for you? I am totally here at your disposal. I will be here until I outnumber you. And let me know how I can help. What questions do you have about applying some of what we talked about to your particular speaking, coaching, training, or entrepreneurial business? I'm just going to open up the question box here. We got things flying fast and furious. If you typed in a question earlier, please retype it, because I know we had all kinds of Q&A stuff going in here and polling and all kinds of craziness. I may have missed a question if you put it up there before. And let me just pop into here and we'll see what the first one is. All right. Questions. So first question, Denise is asking, how do you handle the free Rotary request from your friend? Well, so that's your choice, right? And so I'm a big believer, and we teach this in our program, of course, that you need to be able to identify revenue-generating speaking opportunities with some discernment and some intelligence, lead-generating speaking opportunities with even more intelligence and discernment. There's going to be opportunities that are both a lead-generating speech and a revenue-generating speech. So when you get paid $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 and you're in front of your perfect target market that will buy from you, buy your training, buy your coaching, buy your consulting, the ones to be careful of, and this is probably where the Rotary group comes in, it's neither. It's neither. That is not going to be a revenue-generating speech. You're not going to get paid. It's not going to be a lead-generating speech because not your target market. And then my question to you is, why are you there? And I'll tell you, Denise, the answer people typically give is, well, because they asked, because I'm a nice person, because I love speaking. And all of that is great. And maybe you're a nice person. Maybe you love speaking. As a business owner, and the entire premise of our Speaking MBA program here today is stop thinking of yourself as a speaker and start thinking of yourself as the CEO of a speaking driven business. Would the CEO send you to the Rotary Group? And feel free to answer that in the chat. If you were the CEO of your speaking business and you're sitting behind your big mahogany desk and little Denise comes up and stands on the carpet and says, "Hey, boss." So now the little Denise talking to big CEO Denise. "Rotary asked me to come and speak." And the CEO of your speaking business looks down, lowers her glasses, looks over the glasses into your eyes, and would probably say something like, "Get out of my office." Right? We don't do that. There's no leads. There's no revenue. Why would you spend your time there? So there's plenty of reasons to speak for free. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people, they see the webinars, they see the videos, they read the blog, they watch the podcast, they listen to the podcast. They say, "Oh, what David Newman says, never speak for free." Not true. Not true, not true, not true. Don't speak for free blindly. Don't speak for free for no reason. If you're strategically speaking for free, I strategically speak for free all the time. I speak for money when it's a revenue generator. I speak for free when it's a lead generator. Sometimes I speak for money when it's a lead generator, and that's my happiest day ever. That's awesome. What you don't want to do is, okay, I'm not getting paid to speak, and I'm not getting paid because I spoke. Why am I here? So those are really the two different branches, right? There's paid to speak, that's revenue generating. There's paid because you spoke, that's lead generating, where you have a strong confidence that your next 3 to 5 clients are hiding in that audience. I want to be there. You want to be there. Any good speaker, entrepreneur would want to be there. So if I'm in front of a group and I'm not getting paid to speak, but it's a target group, it's small solo business owners, it's consultants, it's ATD, it's coaches, it's trainers. These are my people. And I know that when I get 3, 4, 5 people, that is way more than what my speaking fee would have been, right? If I can leave there with $10,000, $15,000 of business, $20,000 of business, and if my speaking fee was ordinarily $7,500, these are fictional numbers on both sides, why would I settle for a $7,500 speaking fee when I can get no speaking fee and leave with $20,000 of business? I'd rather have a $20,000 day than a $7,500 day. If what it takes is waive the speaking fee to get the $20,000 day, I'll take it, my friend. I'll take it all day long. No leads, no fee, I'm not there. And you shouldn't be there either. You shouldn't be there either. But great question. All right, let's keep going down the question queue here. Feel free to type them in, and I see some folks are already booking calls. That's fantastic. The link again is on the screen. It's also in the chat here, doitmarketing.com/call. And let's see, Michelle. You mentioned the best way to write a book is to get a book deal with a top publisher. Well, that's not the best way. That's the smartest way. That's the highest level of that. But let's get to your question. What do you recommend to prepare for that type of pitch? I've self-published a book and use a hybrid publisher as well. So let me just remind you, the whole premise of that chat, Michelle, was that you don't need a book. You don't need a traditionally published book. You don't need a self-published book. You need a tangible source of excellence. Some people are getting paid a $15,000 fee. They have no book, but they have a very vibrant YouTube channel. Some people are getting paid a $15,000 fee, and they've got no book, but they've got the market-leading blog in their industry. Some people have no book, and they do an annual survey that is the benchmark survey in their business. That is the critical key piece of research that is their tangible source of excellence. So tangible source of excellence is what gives a buyer a comfort level that you're the real deal. I'm still going to answer your question because I love you and I want to help you. The best way to get a traditionally published book deal is to go to a friend, and I really mean friend with a capital F. Go to a friend, go to a speaker buddy, go to someone that knows you and your work well and has a traditionally published book. And what you're going to ask them is, hey, Jim, hey, Sally, would you be wonderful enough to introduce me to your literary agent? That introduction to the literary agent is going to get you at least a phone call. The agent likes what she or he hears. They will take you on. They will pitch your book to a traditional publisher, and you're in. Doing anything other than that is a long, hard, slow, painful road to nowhere. So it's a personal introduction from an author who has a literary agent and who also knows and believes in you and knows and believes in your work and knows you well. Not someone you met last week at NSA, not someone that you sent one random email to, but someone who really is a friend and is in your corner, is an advocate, a champion. That person will refer you to the agent. The agent will have a conversation with you, and you will get either a proposal invite or a mini proposal, a query, something like that they can look at on paper. And then if they like what they see and they like what you have to offer, you'll sign a literary agent agreement, and then that person will shop your book around. And that's the best, fastest way to get a traditionally published book deal. There's my best secret right there. Boom. $1 million secret. You're welcome. God bless. Who's next? More questions. What do we got? And John Lawson, already a client. Fantastic. He says, David, I'm already in. After a busy season, your excellent presentation is the motivation I needed to get started. Thanks. And can't wait to see you inside the program, buddy. We're gonna do some great things together. Edmund is asking, can you talk to booking gigs where speech is not part of it? Well, sure. In fact, that's my whole premise, is that you don't want to be booking speeches. You want to be solving problems. I'll give you an example. This will help after I get a drink of water. I get an inbound inquiry. This was a couple years ago. Local company doing a sales meeting. They want to bring in a speaker. I said, well, what's your budget? Usually these inbound leads locally, I'm like, oh God, just give me a number. I'll say no thanks. I'll hang up the phone and I'll be done with you. So I really didn't have high hopes for this. I immediately went to the money question, which I do to repel clients, not to attract them, but to repel them. And I said, before we get too far into this, what's your budget for this program? He said, well, somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. I said, okay, great. Fantastic. So he didn't disqualify himself right out of the gate. And I'm like, I got to talk to this guy. So you have a sales meeting. Yeah. And you want a sales speaker. Yeah. Did you go to my website? Oh, yeah, we love your website. Did you see the word sales anywhere on my website? Guy goes, no. I see that you do marketing, but I like your stuff. We want to hire you. I said, you really don't. You really don't. You're doing a sales meeting with your sales team. You want a sales speaker. I'm not your guy. Let me refer you to my friend Scott. And I referred him to my friend Scott because I knew that Scott would do the program for between 5 and 10, and he would do a hell of a lot better job than I would with the sales group. So I don't think anything of it. I hang up the phone with the guy and send Scott the referral, and, God bless, go get him. Scott circles back with me a week later. David, thank you so much for that referral. That turned into the biggest piece of business in our company's history. And I was like, whoa. I said, Scott, what are you talking about? The guy wanted a one-time keynote for his 6 salespeople. He says, yeah, no, he came to me and he said he wants a one-time keynote for his 6 salespeople. But I started asking questions. And I said, well, why are we having a sales meeting? What are you trying to accomplish with the sales meeting? What's up with your 6 people? Tell me about your 6 people. And what he said was, 2 of them are okay. They hit quota some of the time they don't. The 2 middle ones, I think, need a big dose of motivation and butt kicking. They're just lazy. They could do better, but they're just not motivated. And then the bottom 2, they really should be fired, and I should replace them, and I don't know what to do with them because they're just terrible. So what Scott said is, this sounds like a much bigger problem than what you're going to solve in a one-day sales meeting with a 45 or 60-minute keynote. So what it sounds like you need is ongoing repetition, reinforcement, and conditioning for your top salespeople. So instead of hitting quota 50% of the time, they hit quota 80% of the time. It sounds like your B players need the support, the coaching, and the mentoring to become A players or at least A minus. It sounds like we need to fire your 2 bottom people and do some sales recruiting to get 2 more rock stars onto your team, and then give the entire team some sales mentorship and some sales leadership so I can come on board as your virtual sales manager. The guy, the CEO of the company says, yeah, that sounds great. And he says, if we do all of that, by the way, I'll throw in the $5,000 keynote for free. Well, how much would all of this cost? $5,000 a month, 12-month contract, $60,000. Now, at the time, $60,000 was the biggest deal that Scott had done in his company's history. Since then, it's become average. And he's done just more and bigger and better because he took a sell me a speech conversation and he converted it to a let me solve your problem conversation. And instead of getting a $5,000 check, he got a $60,000 check. So Edmund, as far as, how do you book a gig where a speech is not part of it? I never assume that a speech is part of it. Ever. I assume that they're calling with a problem, and it's my job as the doctor, right? Think of it as a 4-stage process. Diagnosis, prescription, treatment, outcome. Diagnosis, prescription, treatment, outcome. If you do that, you follow that doctor methodology, everything in your business is going to be a whole heck of a lot better. Because now you're not pushing products or services. Now what you're doing is you're solving problems in the way that you know they can be solved best. And you can serve that client at a much higher level with a much higher fee attached to it, and the sales resistance goes down to 0. Because the definition of a trusted advisor, by the way, and we all should aspire and be trusted advisors, is you hold the client's interest above your own. You hold the client's interest above your own. So let me show you how we live that message just in the context of what we're talking about right here, right now. When you guys book a call at doitmarketing.com/call, our job is not to beat you over the head with a sales message. Our job is to offer value, invite engagement, see if and how we can help you, and if we can't help you, point you in some other good directions that can. So we're not here to sell programs or to pitch what we do. We're here to filter and sort, as we talked about on today's webinar, filter and sort the people with whom we can do our best work, strap a rocket ship to their butt, and light the fuse. And that's what we're great at doing. So if that's the kind of action that you're interested in, minus possibly the gunpowder burns, go to doitmarketing.com/call and let's get you on the calendar. Let's see how we can help you and strap a rocket pack to your butt, light the fuse, and send you into orbit. All right, so that was Edmund's question. Antonio says, hey, David, I've written 15 books and done lots of contracts. The problem with traditional agents and publishers is at the end, you only get a small royalty percentage. I do much better on Amazon and the internet. Absolutely true. And it's not a masterclass in publishing, but I will share, having done 8 self-published books and now my second traditionally published book, think of the book in the same way that we think of the lead-generating speech. You either get paid to write the book or you get paid because you wrote the book. because a traditionally published book is going to get major market distribution, because a traditionally published book is going to get major media reviews that most self-published books are not able to get. That's a rule of thumb. It's not hard and fast. And because you have international translation rights that a self-published book would probably never get picked up for that. So my Do It Marketing book is in 6 languages. It's in both flavors of Chinese, Arabic, Russian, Turkish, and Portuguese. How about that? I rattled all of them off and I got all of them right. Amazing. 6 foreign languages. So I'm getting requests now regularly from those countries and those parts of the world. By the way, I'm not going to Russia. But these are now coming in because people have heard of me and heard of the book in all those different regions of the world. Portuguese, by the way, is for Brazil. It's not for Portugal. Brazil is a much larger country, in case you don't know. And major bookstore distribution, 294 reviews on Amazon because of the publicity, because of the PR, that a self-published book is going to have a very hard time getting traction. So I've actually tracked this. I've tracked royalty checks, and I've tracked people that have hired me for various things because of the book. Good news, bad news. The bad news is I've only made $24,000 from royalties. The good news is I've made over $500,000 from people that read the book and came to me for something. Maybe they came to me for coaching, they came to me for speaker profit formula, they came to me for a speech or a seminar or a workshop, they joined our platinum annual program, they came in for all kinds of things because their first contact with me was the book because it was available everywhere. And that's the major market distribution, that's the foreign translation rights, that's the major media reviews. So there's reasons to do self-publishing for sure, and there's reasons to do traditional publishing for sure. You have to be clear on the outcomes that you want. If the outcome matches the medium, fantastic. If you don't care about major distribution, you don't care about foreign translations, and you don't care about major media reviews, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Publishers Weekly, Library Journal, etc., which self-published books will never get into, then you're fine. And you will make $10 or $12 or $15 a book, and I make $1.25. And God bless you. And the more books you can move, the more money you will make. I know the more books I will move, the more clients I will get. And that was my purpose back then, and that's also my purpose with the new book that's coming out from HarperCollins in January of 2020. So I'm playing the long game with the book. I'm not schlepping the books around, doing back of the room sales and shipping boxes of books all around the universe. But you're absolutely right that there's different purposes for different methods. All right, anything else for anyone else? I think that's all the questions about the content. What other questions can I answer for you? Anything about today's teaching? Anything that I can help you with as far as getting some clarity and focus above what you're going to get when you book a call at doitmarketing.com/call. Going once, going twice. We're getting a whole bunch of thank yous. You're welcome. Awesome, great. So thank you again for all those kind compliments. I see the calendar is filling up, so that's fantastic. Book a call. You've got nothing to lose, everything to gain. If we can help you, we'll let you know. If we can't, we'll let you know that too. And worst case scenario, we'll spend 45 minutes on dialing in your exact business model, revenue model, what you need to change, what you need to tweak, what you need to upgrade. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on your call. And Billy says, as usual, invaluable information, found gems that I will apply this month. You're welcome, my friend. Great to have you. Billy's an alumni of our program, so he knows whereof he speaks. All right. Well, thank you guys. You're awesome. We'll talk to you soon.